Good evening. Welcome to Crazy Creativity with Miss Wendy Quick. We are so happy to see y'all on this glorious Tuesday. How are you, Miss Summer?
Tired.
That was a long weekend, wasn't it?
Yes. I slept on the way there and on the way home.
So, for those of you that don't know, this was pageant weekend for me. I went and represented the city of Metairie, Louisiana, in the Regency International Arkansas, Louisiana state pageant. It was an open pageant. So that meant if you were close to these states and you had a tie to either one of those states, that you were able to represent them. And so this was a great time for me to hone up my skills. And I got so close in Texas. Well, I had to give it one more shot so I could just go with a crown to Vegas. And so those of you seeing me on Facebook, yay, I did win it. You can see the beautiful crown. Those of you turning in, let me tell you what. I have this beautiful, what would y'all say, 3.5, almost 4-inch crown on my head.
I'm trying to show off the nice
as well as a beautiful, beautiful sash that says Classic Louisiana. I am going to represent the state of Louisiana. Oh, and Miss Summers holding up my beautiful jacket that has my personal name on it as well as my title on the back. I'm so excited for this. It sure does. I love the hoodie too, Summer. It's very fashionable. Malcolm, do you see this? Now, how many times, look, see, you see royalty when you see the crown, right? But let me tell you what, I love the director as she did this.
We love Jamie.
Look, see,
Shout out to Jamie.
So as I put my hood on, because, sometimes you need that hood, it actually tells you and announces you that I am royalty.
So, Mom, let's give your director a shout out.
Yes.
Love Jamie.
Actually, I'm gonna put it this way. I love the director, Terry Dingle. She is amazing. And our host for the Arkansas, Louisiana pageants, Jamie Stacy, is amazing. She is actually the international hair and makeup artist for the International Queens. She did an amazing job at this pageant, y'all. We had amazing dressing rooms. When I say dressing rooms, I'm talking, she did it at a college. So you have the theater dressing room with all the mirrors and lights, and then we had the auditorium, which was beautiful for sound and everything. It was just great. And so, only thing better than that is going to be the Las Vegas Golden Nugget Ballroom, which is where I'm headed. I'm headed to represent Louisiana in Las Vegas at the Regency International. And y'all, let me tell you, there's going to be girls all the way from Bahamas, Jamaica, Australia, New England. Wow. This is, or not New England, excuse me, UK, United Kingdom. Because those girls, the last time that I went to internationals and they were there, they brought some fire. Then the UK girls and the Australia girls are just amazing. And so I look forward to seeing everyone and having a good time at the pageant and seeing all the fashions. See, I like all the fashions there too. And so tonight is going to kind of discuss pageants, fashion, and the stigma behind the thought of pageants. See, a lot of people think pageants are like these glit pageants. It's a one and done. You go in, you dress up, you're all beautiful, you get your crown, and off you go, right? Now, a lot of times, like in toddlers and tiaras, these girls they work really hard, and their moms push them really hard at these things. And don't get me wrong, scholarship pageants, you push and you work hard too. But the difference is, scholarship pageants, they teach you something. And so I want to kind of push young ladies and actually gentlemen, because they do have some out there for gentlemen, but I want to push the ladies into pageants. And I say this for a reason. So I didn't start doing pageants until I was 46. Okay, so I was really late in pageants. Even though my mom offered it to me when I was young, I really didn't keep my criteria up, didn't meet the standards. Didn't understand what standards meant back then. Now I do with learning with my girls, because I got my girls in the pageants and having them do it and then turning around and going to do it. It taught me several things. First, it's a lot harder than it seems.
Why? Elaborate. Why is it
There
hard?
is a lot of work in a really good pageant. And I'm not talking about putting it together. I'm talking about being one of the contestants, being one of the girls that are up there. Now, there's 4 categories of judging in pageants. They have interview, we have photogenic, we have fun fashion, and we have formal wear.
And that's
Okay.
not including optionals.
Yeah, that's not including optionals. You do get extra optionals in our line. Not all pageants do optionals, and some pageants actually use swimwear as well. The Miss USA line uses swimwear and activewear as a portion of their judging as well.
Oh, we just do those as optionals.
And so there's actually a lot of work. Interview. Now, when I say interview, I'm talking like you interview as if you were getting a job.
Oh, and these are 25, 25, 25 as their, or 25, 25, 25, 25.
Yes, they're a quarter of a percent. So they're 25% of your scoring to add up to the 100% of your score. So in interview, you really have to be able to interview. You can't go in there and babble on. You can't, just kind of talk like we're just sitting here, doing these things.
I mean, you can, you just won't score very high.
Well, yes, there you go. That's my girl. She
You
says,
really
well, you
want to,
can, but
you probably won't
know.
score very high.
And so with this, you learn things like techniques, because interviewing for children is not very easy. You think about it. It's actually quite hard.
Especially
I mean, what do kids know about going to get a job interview, right?
Nothing.
Nothing. As a matter of fact, believe it or not, some teens do not know about interviewing. And so this is an important skill that these girls are learning. Actually, an important skill that I'm still learning. This is one of the things that I'm still learning. And I was very excited because we actually had a judge that had been doing it for better than 10 years. And I was very excited because in pageantry, the scores are from 1 to 10, right? And so 1 to 10, 10 being perfect, of course, and the best you can get. I actually got a 9.4 from a judge.
Wow.
So that
That's
means my
awesome.
skills have honed up. Now, the other two, I think I got a 7.8 and a 7, which are still good. Those are pretty well average for me. So to have gotten excited for that 9.4 just really blew me away. That means that I'm actually improving somewhere. So that means I can now speak in front of people because I've learned to announce myself, introduce myself, interview, go on stage in front of people, walk and do all these things. So pageants are actually a very big thing. It's not like, let's see, as my daughter says, modeling. Modeling, you go on there, you show the clothes, right? It's about the clothes. Well, in pageants, it's actually about you. It's more than just the clothes. Did you accessorize well? Did you pick the right color? Did you pick the right style for you? Did you get the right fun fashion for you? Are you smiling enough? What, honey?
So I know, as when I was a little kid, I grew up on the Barbie movies and like the Princess and the Pauper and the Princess and the Pop Star and all the Barbie movies that they had come out with, where it was the princess and she was playing a role of somebody else and somebody else was playing her role. And at almost every movie, there's a song about how to be a princess. My favorite is To Be a Princess from the movie The Princess and the Pop Star. And it like basically goes into like, to be a princess, you have to know which spoon to use, which tiara to pick, what hairstyle to use, what dress you want to wear, how to curtsy, how to say hello to people and be always this sweet little girl. And I was like, that's passion.
Yes, actually, it kind of is. It teaches you all those techniques. And quite honestly, those are life skills that we don't learn on a regular. If you think about it, how many people actually teach which fork and spoon to use anymore?
Nobody.
What end of the table you should be serving on?
Nobody.
Where your drink and plate glass go?
Nobody.
Nobody. So you get to learn some of these things along the process, because in this process, you put yourself in the midst of extra people, because you pick platforms, which is part of the thing with us. I'm really, really loving that, is that we pick platforms. So this is things that really touch us, that help us, that give us a reason to help the community. Because see, there you go. So with scholarship pageants, you actually have to do community service. You have to apply to things. We do a essay every year. So there's educational balances from it. As a matter of fact,
on that I won. I don't remember what I had
why
to
you
essay
did
on.
pageants, and that was amazing. She made me cry. I still have the copy of it because I like to read it every once in a while, because it was something that was used as a learning skill.
Like
and how she was able to, at such a young age, write an essay that actually got her a scholarship package of $250 already for college. I have it. Is amazing. So it gives her an So kids that aren't necessarily always going to make it to college can with scholarship pageants. So they can use these things. And in the industry, they can also use sponsors. So if you're a company out there, I want you to listen to me right now. If you are a company, especially a woman-based company, reach out. Look for your local pageant girl. Look into your local pageants and see if they have any girls that really are struggling, and see if you can't help sponsor or put out there that you would sponsor or any of that. Because let me tell you what, it is amazing the change that you can make in a young girl's life and for her future, and for the abilities and techniques that she will learn. She will learn poise. She will learn speaking. She will learn how to be confident in herself. She'll learn how to keep herself presentable at all times, not just when she's in front of the spotlight. It will teach her a good lifestyle. We don't have enough of that nowadays.
No.
And so in the old day, it used to be something big. It used to be strived for to be able to be accepted. It was an application process that was so big. But the misconception of, oh, you're a beauty queen, you're just a girl in a pretty dress. That's not the thing. And we're not.
It's deeper than that.
Yes. And we're not meat markets. We're not the let me see, how many of them names have I heard? We're not a menu on the board for perverts to come in and look at. No, our families come in, our friends come in, and they support us. They yell, they hoot, they holler, they buy tickets, they buy pages of advertising with their companies on our booklets and our pages and our year-end things. And so this helps. And with girls that are wanting to get into college, can you imagine what kind of college is going to look at you when you have hours above hours and hours of community service?
Credentials.
That's right. It's really good for your future. It teaches the absolutes of speaking. As you see, my speaking is getting a little better. Not that it's perfect. I still say the ums every once in a while, but it gives you that smooth speaking skill so that you can answer questions without a problem, that you don't have to rehearse it. You don't have to practice at it, that when people want to get to you, then it's able to be done. When I first started this, I was trying to put a nonprofit together. I could not get on the phone and make cold calls. I could not, as a business person, make cold calls. And I have been in business before. You know what I'm saying? Like I've done lingerie home parties and I've done waitressing and I've done this. But this has given me the skills to be able to run my own business, to be able to work at running my own nonprofit, how to work in the community, how to give back, how to be able to set up a standard and teach my girls that we could be higher than what it was. I posted a post and I say this, that no matter where you are, please reach out and try it, especially if you're interested and you're a young girl, you're in your teen years, or you're like 8 or 9 years old, you got a daughter and she's not really sure if she's confident. Put them in these. It shows them confidence. It gives them confidence. It's also going to give them a sisterhood.
Life
skills and sisterhood. Everybody goes to college, gets a sorority. Some of us don't go to college. Some of us go into life and do other things. And so going into pageants actually gave me a sisterhood that I didn't get because I didn't go to college. So as my life changed,
we're not a sorority.
We're a family. I know, but from what I hear, sororities are like family. You're supposed to be able to depend on your sorority brothers and sisters no matter when. So to me, that's what I see. It's a sisterhood. It's a brotherhood. It's a family thing.
We're not like the sororities that are in the movies.
No, when you come into our things, you're going to see girls praying for each other. You're going to see girls zipping each other's dresses up.
Shout out to this weekend. We met a nice little girl, a small town girl, I'm assuming, because she's got the country accent. She talks like she's from Nashville. She's got that nice accent. Her name's Aspen Smith. We love her.
Yes.
She's going to be one of our new best friends. Her whole family. They're going to be our new best friends. She got up in the middle of dinner where we were all, like, where everybody was getting their awards, and just asked if she could pray over the food and over the pageant for the weekend.
I mean, it's amazing.
In the middle of it.
Wow. So see, I mean, you really get a lot out of it. It's more than just that look pretty. It really is. You can become more network able, more fluent in your speaking. You can actually learn better techniques on your hair and makeup too. You can reach.
You're teaching me. I didn't know that. I thought it was all about being pretty and walking a certain way.
No. A lot of people think that you just go in and you pay a lot of makeup artists to go in there and do your hair and makeup too. And don't get me wrong. There are hair and makeup artists, and there are amazing hair and makeup artists. I know I used one in Vegas last year. But if you learn to do your own hair and makeup, then your life skill is a whole lot better, because you can't always go pay the amount for a hair and makeup artist to go do an interview. You can't always pay for a makeup artist and a hair artist when you're going to go to an event like our event that we're going to have. I'm actually going to have a couple of queens come down. They're going to be traveling from another city. The last thing that they're going to want to have to do is have a makeup artist come and do their hair and makeup or any of that kind of stuff as well. And so this allows for them to be able to learn these techniques. I quit wearing makeup in my 20s, so I don't know about the makeup techniques, but let me tell you what. My girls and my pageant sisters and my everybody have taught me the last 4 years how to do my makeup again. Honestly, I was able to actually do my makeup. My daughter helps me with my hair. I won't knock that because, well, it's kind of hard. My hair is a little thin. Gotta add it.
Helps her with her hair.
Yeah, I love that it's my daughter with my no hair. My no hair daughter. Well, okay, she's got hair. It's just very short.
A centimeter of hair on her head.
It's just very short. Helps me with my hair. So, you know what?
Ironically, I can say I've competed in pageants since I was, Candace says 7, but she said she was about,
I think it was about
15, so she says 6 or 7. But ironically, I've competed in pageants since a very young age, and I've never just been the person that just goes backstage and helps all of the girls. I did that this past weekend, and it was so much fun because I didn't have to worry about competing against other girls for a title or anything. I was going back and just helping all the girls. And even just doing that was fun. I had known all the girls for a while. Like, I've competed with some of them, and I've modeled with actually one of them. She was there too, which was kind of cool.
She brought home a title too, Miss Priscilla.
To go along with, like, she was saying that we all help each other backstage, and like I was zipping up girls in their dresses, making sure that their outfits were. I steamed a few of the outfits for the girls just because they couldn't get it to steam right or they had never used the steamer. And then I also, 2 of the girls had me help with their eyeshadow because they couldn't do their eyeshadow. So I was sitting there and I did 2 of the girls' eyeshadows. I did one of the girls' hair. I was having fun.
You know, Delane, I'm going to put you on blast on this one. So I'm going to read this comment and I'm going to use it as an example. So she says, I'm just fat. Feed me. Y'all, pageants don't mean you have to be skinny either.
Oh, we have a Miss Curve.
We actually have a special division for girls with curves. So if you are a lady or a girl that is very full and voluptuous and full of curves, come on out to Regency International Pageants because we have a Ms. Curve division or Miss Curve division or a junior teen curve, however you want to be, depending on your age bracket. Because, see, I'm telling you, pageants aren't all about the outside beauty because everybody is beautiful on the outside. Okay?
That's awesome.
It's how beautiful are you on the inside because you can be beautiful on the outside and be ugly as can be on the inside.
Amen to that.
So that is where we find our scholarship pageants is you're beautiful on the inside people and everybody gets to cooperate and everybody gets to play a part and I'm just loving it. And so, and let me tell y'all, I got to give a shout out to my husband because let me tell you, he works really hard. I found out in the last couple of pageants because my husband hasn't been able to go exactly how much work my husband does for us because our bags are heavy and we always carry a lot of luggage and he always takes care of lugging it in and out of the hotel, lugging it down from the hotel room to the dressing room so that we don't have to before we all get started and sitting in and actually sitting in the crowd and clapping for every girl on the stage. It is amazing. And I got to give a shout out. I love you, babe. Thank you so much for always doing that.
Shout out, Dwayne.
Yes, ma'am.
And we're pageant girls. Pageants aren't cheap. Going to eat at restaurants while we're out of town is not cheap. Traveling, driving, flying, however we're going to do to get there is not cheap. The hotel stays aren't cheap, especially for a whole weekend. And it's a big room, so that all of us can fit into it. None of that stuff's cheap, and he works year round to make sure that we can all do that.
Yes, he does. I have to say he does work extra hard. And let me tell y'all, if anybody out there, let me give a shout out to how much support my husband is giving. If anybody out there likes Yu-Gi-Oh or your kids like Yu-Gi-Oh, my husband's fixing to sell his Yu-Gi-Oh collection to help our show happen.
And he's got the old style Yu-Gi-Ohs, not all the new ones. He's got the old.
And I'm talking old mint condition when it first came out. He's had them setting in a cedar wood box.
What is a Yu-Gi-Oh?
It's a game. It's this amazing game that's
it's like
on.
Pokemon, but better.
Yeah.
Y'all got me on that.
Okay, so it's something that only I guess only the youngsters and millennials will know this because the millennials actually came up on it.
Okay.
So, you know, my kid who's almost 30 loves playing or loved, I don't know if he does anymore, playing the card game.
James?
Yeah.
And he still plays it with Jason all the time.
Oh, great. So anyway, my husband, you know, wants to make sure that we're able to go off with a hitch. So he's like, babe, if I've got to go sell my cards to make sure that your showcase happens, then I'm going to do so. So y'all, don't make my husband spend his cards and sell his cards. I need some vendors, y'all. If you are in the fashion industry, while we're at this, we'll move on past pageants for a moment, and we'll go ahead and go to my platform. Since we're talking pageants, I'm going to go to my platform. My platform is domestic violence. A lot of people don't understand that. I am a CEO and founder of Movement Against Domestic Violence of all types. And I'm excited that that is my platform because I'm a survivor in many different avenues. Not only am I a child of a survivor, but I'm also a teen intimate domestic violence survivor, as well as bullying, rape, child molestation, and other things. And so to me, it's very important to have a good platform to push. And my husband says they're 20 years old and in great condition. He done heard the spot out. So let me tell you, does that tell you here he is supporting me again? That was that ding in case you heard me there. That was my husband letting you know they're 20 years old and in mint condition. So, I mean, it's just amazing. And anyway, so my showcase, Speak Up, Speak Out, we're not fooling around with domestic violence anymore, is going to be a smash hit. No matter how we have to do it, me and my partners here at Real Talk, we're in Real Talk 100 radio station, and Houston's Angels are going to make this happen. It is going to be at the Trophy Wife Event Center at 11510 Homestead here in Houston. It is a 2-part showcase. When I tell people about the showcases, I'm like, are you going to be part of part 1 show or part 2 show? Mm-hmm. And they're like, what? And I'm like, well, the daytime show is for kids and older. And the nighttime show is no children allowed, adults only. You must be able to get into a rated R movie or you can't come in.
PG-13 movie.
That's right. Not PG-13. It must be rated R. And we're not talking about mom saying it's okay. No, that means you got to be able to get into it on your own. So parents, please be wise. If you're wanting to attend the second show, please make sure your children are almost 18 preferably and older, because there will be alcohol and lingerie, and we do not want children involved. So anyway, we are raising awareness. We are spotlighting not only the types of domestic violence, but the types of things that we suffer from afterwards. Because a lot of people forget about the things that we suffer from afterwards. And my sweet girl is going to be singing a song about this, because a lot of times with domestic violence, we find ourselves very suicidal, or the thoughts of suicide and mental health issues and PTSD and all these things come with it. And people forget about these things that go along with domestic violence. They think once you're out, you're done. And no, you're not. Because I watched for years as a young little girl, as my mom was scared. And I'm so thankful for my stepdad, Robert, that he was able to come into her life and make her feel safety and security. Because I watched my mom change with my stepdad. I watched how he loved her and took that brokenness between him and God. They took that brokenness and healed her in a way that's impossible any other way.
Your stepdad. He's your dad.
He's my dad.
I know. I've never heard her say step before.
Well, I say that because I say my daddy, and everybody's like, he's your daddy, but he's my daddy.
Right.
He's my dad. He's who walked me down the aisle. As a matter of fact, he's who took me in my hardest years and raised me and left me, because he didn't take me in until I was 12 years old, which is the hardest years. He didn't get all that young, let me bond with you. No, he came into the rebellion stage, because by the time my dad, Robert, came into the picture, I'd already told my mom what had happened to me. And so by then I was broken mentally, emotionally, physically. And it was beyond just being a daughter of a survivor, because then it was much worse. Mm-hmm. And so, he really did his best at raising me at it. And I'm so thankful that he loved my mom, and that he's been here, and that he was there with me when she took her last breath and left this world, to be able to be in peace. My mom was able to know a peace that maybe other survivors don't have, because they don't know that love, and they don't know that wholeness that love really can get you. The love that really lifts you, not the love that hurts. You know what I'm saying?
Love doesn't hurt. Love shouldn't hurt.
Love shouldn't hurt, but sometimes it does. Because I'm sorry, sometimes people can love you and it be toxic.
That's not
There
love.
is such thing as toxic love.
That's fake love.
No, it's not.
To our listening audience, what exactly is toxic love?
Toxic love is loving someone and so much that no one else can have them.
Oh yeah.
Not that you don't want no one else to have them, but no one else can have them. That's toxic.
And sick.
It's very sick. It's very
I tell
to
you,
the point of I'm going to hurt you. No one else can have you. If you're not mine, you're nowhere.
I tell Lisa all the time, I'm sorry, but I don't love you that much.
Thank you, Malcolm.
It's a-
I'm
it's
glad.
a play on words.
Well, but you know what? That means you really love her.
Right.
And that's a difference. That's the kind of love that women need to have. So that's a sweet love. That's the kind of love that us broken women really need to have.
Right.
And I've been blessed enough. A lot of people don't realize I've even been through abuse because I've been with my husband for 31 years.
Right.
But let me tell you what, I was a handful when my husband got me because not only had I been messed with as a little girl, but I dealt with teen domestic violence as well. And so I really didn't know there was really such thing as somebody really could love you in a really caring kind of way. So I was rotten to the core. I mean, I don't know how he stuck it out with me. And I'm thankful for that. And I'm thankful that he helped change my life and that he taught me what love really was because we hadn't learned it. I hadn't seen that barely, you know.
Right.
My parents have only been together for, I think, 6 years, almost 7 years longer than my husband and I.
Okay.
So I was just now getting to find out any kind of thought of love. And I left home a few years after my dad came into my life.
Okay.
I mean, by 15, 16, I was running away. I was leaving home. I was thinking I was going to do it better on my own. And at 16, I was gone. So I had one little spout in between hand where I got in trouble and I really had to come home, but it really wasn't for a long enough time. I was at home for about 6 weeks and I left again at 17.
Okay.
So I really was trouble. My middle name, first name, last name, and everything around was trouble.
I can't even visualize that.
I was.
With the Wendy I know today.
God and my husband and love have done amazing things. And I have to give a lot of it to God, my husband, and my mom, because otherwise I wouldn't be here. When I needed to come home and I needed to get straight and I needed to do things right, my mom was there for me. You know, most people have to go lock themselves up, put themselves in recovery, or put themselves in halfway homes or anything like that. And my mom actually helped me, you know, to get back on track. And so that when my husband was able to be back in my life, that we actually were able to rebuild a relationship, that it was something that was going to be real, that this time I would actually appreciate it. See, before my girls, we had us a little time where we were apart, and not always because we wanted, but because life happens. And so when we found our way back, it was, I can't read that. It was a whole new look at things because I was beginning to heal. God had found me. God said, I love you if no one else does. And I began to find my way back. And then my husband and I really found God. And when we really put God in our relationship and in our lives, and we started really working in ministry, it really made a difference. And so it helped our marriage bond more after just I want to say it's like a year or so that we were not in each other's paths at the point. But he was amazing because he loved me through all of that and then came in and just, you know, showed me I really was the princess and the queen, and gave me the ability to be able to even pursue pageants. Because when my girls were looking at me going, Mom, you need to do pageants. You coach us all the time. You're so well. You've already, Summer says, Mom, you got me a title You got me a crown. You helped me get a crown. You should do pageants. You're the best coach ever. And I was like, no, no, no. And my husband said, yes, babe, you should. And you know what? I'll take care of it. And he did. And he has every year. I generally do 2 pageants a year, state pageant and internationals. This year I did 2 already. And I'm fixing to do my 3rd, which is internationals, because I did my first one. And y'all, I came within a hair of winning Texas. Within a hair. Okay, less than a hair. Less than 100th of a point.
Why do you think you lost?
The score.
No. I mean, what?
Well, okay, I say lost. I didn't get the crown, in other words. I didn't really lose because, well, being there means you're a winner to begin with. However, all the girls that go up there, because of the courage and the strength they had, they're all winners. We've all, presented ourselves. We've all gone into interview. But I expected to come home with a crown because I worked so hard. And so that's what I had pushed myself for. And when I realized that my score was 100, less than 100 of a point from tying for first place, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did this. So it helps you to push, in other words. And so he told me, him and the girls told me, go ahead and do another one. And a few friends helped me out. And so this time, all my husband had to pay was my trip, because my registration was paid for. And so I actually went and did it. And I know it does, Ashton. As one of my sisters says, it depends on the judges and the day. It really does. It depends on all kinds of things, because, any girl on one given day with a different set of judges will actually pull it off. But here's what it is. I really, really lost by a legitimate reason. I didn't pull the crown because I really picked a bad picture. Remember, I used this on my last show as to pointers as to make sure that you always make sure you pick the right picture, the right post, the right thing that you're doing. This is why, because if you don't pick the right one, then you will catch second by just a hair. Just a hair. And I actually was glad that the other person won. And she was so humble. And this is what I told my pastor when I told her that I was having to do another one. She was like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, God humbled me. And she was like, what? And I was like, okay, so here's the difference in going into a pageant. If you go in conceited.
Uh-oh.
You
got some of them.
I went in conceited.
Oh, you did?
I did. I will call myself out on it. I just knew I had it in the bucket.
Uh-oh.
I knew.
Candace was telling her she was going to win.
I knew I had it in the bucket. All I could say was I'd worked too hard.
Right.
I was coming home with a crown, but nobody telling. And God said, hold on, baby. There's a difference in convincing yourself that you're good and actually thinking you are.
So he humbled you.
He humbled me real quick because I walked out of there with second place. And I really had this thought of, oh my God, I can't believe. And I should have been happy. So it's, he will make you stumble and trip and fall. And a lot of things that people don't know is pageants, you actually have to score a minimum score. Okay. So for anyone who thinks that if you're the only person in a division that you've just won by default because you're the only entrant, don't think that. Bring your A game. Make sure you play it all the way. Do your very best at everything you do, no matter how many people are in the room, how many people are in the division, or how many people you're going against, because you always want to do your best, right?
Absolutely.
Not just go in thinking you are the best, but go in doing your best. And that's where I think I learned my lesson, is that I went in thinking I was the best, and I really didn't really do my best, because had I would have gotten the first place. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, this is a big point out there. You know, in life skills completely, make sure that you always put your best foot forward. Never just think that you've got your best foot forward and you're just all that. Because not always is the spotlight going to look so beautiful. It might actually show the dents and the, the other things that go along with it. You know what I'm saying? You find out your things. And so that's why I ended up going again, and I ended up doing it again. And I was very happy about it. I'm proud to sport the crown and the sash for Louisiana. It is my family heritage. My brothers actually were born in Metairie, so I'm really excited about that. My aunt lives real close to it, if not in it as well, because she's right there in New Orleans. And New Orleans and Metairie are like Houston and Pasadena.
Okay.
So it's like, there you are.
A spit away.
Yeah, speed away. And so it's just an amazing field. You know, you get platforms, you get all kinds of things. I love my platform. I don't think I would have had as much process in learning how to do it well had I not started pageants. I think it gave me a little more confidence in life skills because I was able to put myself in a position where I wouldn't have normally. As a survivor, we don't usually put ourselves up to be judged because we already feel like we're lower than low on most occasions. And so, you know, healing has happened and things have happened. And so I've been able to do these things. And so I'm excited to go to Vegas. I'm excited for our April show. I'm excited to be working with people. I love my support system. I love my sisterhood that I have in the pageants. I can't wait to see all my sisters in Vegas. And now I'm going to turn on to something really cool, y'all. So I'm going to pull up this box in front of me. For those of you that are watching on Facebook, you get to see this box. Lisa, do you see this box? Have you seen it on TikTok? I have. That's how I found out about BoxyCharm. Y'all, I got into TikTok and I found out about BoxyCharm. I got my first box today.
And I found out I need to get around Pinterest because I knew about that 3 months ago.
What is BoxyCharm, Wendy?
BoxyCharm is a box kind of like Ipsy. A lot of people know about Ipsy and Scentbird and stuff like that, where you order online and they send you these fabulous items. Well, let me tell you what, BoxyCharm is full size products. Full size, amazing beauty products, makeup. I got beauty brushes on this one. These are vegan brushes and they are amazingly soft. I mean, so much so they impressed the teenager. She was like, I thought they were going to be lousy because they're vegan, so they're natural. So they're
I said I thought they were going to be nylon hair, which they are, but it's the good nylon hair, so it's soft. Which, by the way, is the hair that they use on the Barbie dolls. Nylon hair is, they stick that in Barbie dolls.
And look at that color of lipstick.
And some
Oh, that's pretty.
Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that gorgeous? And look at the fancy little, it's a nice clear little case. So you know it's nice and pretty and it's pink. So they give you 5 full-size items and then they give you a free gift. And this time my free gift was Breakfast in Bed eyeshadow palette. Really, really liked it. So these colors are amazing. Look at this, Lisa.
Oh, wow.
You can do some great makeup with this. So if you have not tried a BoxyCharm or you're into makeup and you really, really like to get it, and you're like me, Ipsy's great, but it gives me a whole bunch of little bitty pieces, and I really, really like some of them, and it's really hard to get them again.
I just really like the bags.
You just like the bags? I like the bags too, but they're just too much. I'm not going to collect a whole bunch of makeup bags, but I will definitely use the makeup. And so I'm really loving all these products. I got a bronzer. I got 3 eyeshadow palettes, a lipstick.
She was fascinated by her moisturizer because it squirts out the top.
It smooshes. You know, when you do moisturizer, you got to do it and you got a whole bunch in your hand because it done pumped out. This one you push it and it gives a little squirt on the top. And look, let Lisa let her try that smell. It does not smell like your typical moisturizer. You can go ahead and use that she's pushed out there because I loved it.
Smell anything.
You can't smell. Oh my God.
But my nose, I think I've got sinus.
Oh, your sinuses and allergies.
I sneezed.
I can tell you it's amazing moisturizer. I was so shocked. It's what is it?
I smell it now.
Murad
Yeah,
City Skin Overnight Detox Moisturizer. So you're putting it on at the right time. And isn't it a lovely smell?
It is a citrusy
Yes, it's not got that typical
rubber smell.
Yes, there you go. I was trying to explain how to do it. I want to say that typical makeup smell that you get out of moisturizer, but it's really nice. He says, come here, let me smell you. Now, see, isn't that better to go to bed next to, Malcolm?
Instead of smelling like a chalkboard.
Yes, there you go. So it's not the typical stuff. And I got some Cobb Cosmetics. Look at this palette. Isn't it gorgeous? It's a day and night palette. Ooh, pretty, pretty shades. It's got some pinks and oranges and browns. It's got just out of the ordinary, beautiful colors. So I do recommend the BoxyCharm membership. I just got my first box and I can't wait to get my next one already. I will have a good collection to go to Vegas with. I will have no problem picking out any color, any shade for every day because Vegas is a week-long trip, by the way. So y'all will miss me for a whole week. But I will.
We could go with you and go live from Vegas.
You could. You could. You just let me know because I have to get a hotel already. If you don't mind having roommates, you can come in my room.
And we're renting a van to drive there through Arizona.
Well, I don't know about renting a van. I may take my
You gotta
truck.
get a van. Your truck doesn't hold all the stuff.
It will in the bed. Okay, maybe.
No,
not.
it won't.
Because
Just
then I
to
have
drive
to.
there would be an experience because I've never driven.
Oh,
that
you
far.
haven't?
And then
It's beautiful.
we went into the Grand Canyon.
It is.
Like we climbed onto a cliff into the Grand Canyon, took pretty pictures. That's a thing we do every year. This is just for the heck of it. It's fun. We stop by some Indian territory sometimes, get some good old fashioned beef jerky.
I'm telling you,
It's
there's nothing like
delicious.
standing in the middle of the Grand Canyon. Or feeling like you're standing in the middle of the Grand
and we
Canyon.
stopped by the painted cars forest, so they have spray cans out there. You can buy the spray
Cadillac.
cans.
It's called the Cadillac Ranch.
that, and you can go out and you can spray all over the cars. They're upside down, sitting in the
Oh,
dirt.
yeah. So the first time we went, they didn't have the spray can sales out there. You had to bring your own paint can. Now they actually have trailers and a Rospas place out there, so you can go in the middle of the day when it's nice and hot and have you a nice snow cone and paint the cars. It is amazing. It is amazing.
Road trip.
That's right. I'm hearing that we're probably going to do live from the Crazy Creativity with Ms. Wendy Quick on Tuesday, which is really great because, we actually have check-in and stuff that night. So we could really get with some of the girls and check and see how they're doing. You can bring the banner. I'll have my banner made by then, hopefully. And we'll just do some awesomeness. I would really love that. That would be really great. So you just let me know and we'll key it in and I'll make sure that we accommodate somehow. That means you're going to have to start saving your money, though.
I know.
If anybody takes children to Las Vegas, go out and have dinner before 9 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
After 9 o'clock, any restaurant that has a bar in it is automatically just a bar
Yeah.
for any kid. If you're under 18, it's automatically a bar. Sorry, you're not allowed.
It is. It is. That's an odd thing, but it is. It is
annoying.
definitely
Remember that
just
one guy?
a bar when it's a bar and restaurant. Or you can go in and eat, but you better not be a kid. And you better not have anybody under 18. So definitely do that.
She got
And-
hangry one night, started yelling at me and ripping me around and trying to take me to this taco restaurant that was across from way across.
I wasn't
from
ripping
where
you around. Y'all, she
hotel
makes me
was.
sound like I was just all abusive and everything. And it was not
It
that.
was-
I
it was
more yelled at
across
the
the
lady
town.
at the restaurant than I did anything else.
She was mad. She did get to watch a concert from a band she hadn't seen in like ages.
Tonic.
They were out performing live on the walk area.
It's called Fremont Street.
That.
Can you tell I don't take her out there much?
You do. I just have short-term memory
It's-
loss. I'm
it's
Mr.
called
Dory from,
During the day,
Finding
because at night, okay, she goes out one trip at night because she's got to have her, what do you, showgirl pictures. Because
Hey,
she knew that
and
that's
that's
what
what she
Las Vegas was about the showgirls. And that's all she could think is, look.
I'm gonna go see some showgirls.
But she also likes the waters at Caesar Palace too.
Yeah.
She
Those
those are pretty too.
And that guy who has that python he walks around with on his shoulders. You paid $20 for a picture with it though. So I have a $20 worth of a picture of me and some 9-year-old kid standing next to each other with a python just staring us dead in the face. He's sitting there going, and I'm like, it's a snake, it's fine. It's not gonna bite us. My hand's out, it's just crawling across my arm and it's looking him dead in the eyes. And he's like, I'm just sitting there smiling.
I got a funny story.
Okay.
Since you brought up the
Python.
python, I had a lady overnight walk up on me on, what was that, Main Street, the Main Street on Las Vegas,
Oh,
and hand me a business card right in front of her.
they're not shy. They're not shy. Are you kidding? I'm surprised they didn't hand it to her.
I was like,
They hand them to everyone. They are not shy. They're very beautiful, actually. They do a great job. If you've never been to one of the shows, I actually recommend going to a show.
Unless you're a minor.
Yeah, unless you're, make sure, if you have a kid, make sure it's a kids appropriate show because they do have those. But if you're an adult, take time for yourself to actually go see one of the showcases because they are actually amazing. First of all, it takes a lot of work to walk in shoes, let alone dance in these platform up on your heels shoes.
Well, these ladies of the night weren't wanting to do any dancing, if you get my drift.
Oh, they wanted to do dancing. It just was in the privates because they will dance all over Malcolm. Don't give it a shot. But they do.
They was trying to get.
Are you kidding me? They have more than just the females too, because my girlfriend went to Vegas for the first time, and all the guys were all at. It was like they knew she was a single, and they had their radar set out for her. Yes, I mean all the way from the bicycle driver to just random people. Then she had these service boys, or whether they were service or not, they sure looked like they was in the camos and the other stuffs, and they was buffed. And
I don't think anybody in the service would be doing that, Ma.
I
saw the pictures. I was hunted for life. I hope Ryan didn't see them.
So they come in all forms. But I say it because of the fashion and the thing that comes behind the shows, because the costumes are amazing. The choreography is amazing. And the techniques that the girls have to learn is awesome. So if you're into arts, theater, any of that kind of stuff, you're definitely going to want to go see a show there.
Oh, hey, if you're into arts, just walk Fremont Street. They got a guy that you can pay why do I keep saying ducks? $5 and pose him in any direction. We walked past that a couple of times. He's just a mannequin.
Yeah, you give him a tip, and he stays in that position until somebody else puts another dollar or anything in the thing.
Move him and he stays in that position.
So it was funny to watch these girls pose this fella because I had to watch it.
We all watched it. And then there's a guy who plays his buckets. He plays them like they're jugs.
So it's really lots of fun.
There's like musical performances all the way down.
So
the
you
street.
really
There's
do
one
need
over
to
here,
make
one over
time. I
here,
mean,
one
you'll
over
be
here.
you'll be doing lots of interviews and lots of lives down there for Real Talk Radio. I'm telling you, it's
It's super
amazing.
I'm too
You can
good to
see
talk
Lisa's
about
look
it.
over there. She's looking like she's getting
Well, a friend of
excited.
ours just opened a restaurant down there. She lived in Houston,
What?
and then she took her food truck to Las Vegas, and her food truck did so good she was able to get a brick and mortar business.
Oh, you're gonna have to make sure I have
Cajun
that.
mouth something.
We've got months. Well, I will make sure I have that restaurant because I will make sure I visit it. Another place to visit that's really nice is the Spindletop.
Ooh, we tried to get in there last time, but because of COVID, it was shut.
Oh, you know,
It is
these two women
amazing.
that just happened to love me and tried to set me up with
She
her
wanted-
son got us invited into.
She's
this
like,
place.
you need to meet my son. He's only 15.
Oh, I'm 13,
Cajun
maybe
mouth.
12 at the time.
Cajun Mouth?
Oh,
Yeah.
All
I
right.
had just turned,
Yeah, you just
13.
turned 13.
and she was trying to set me up with her 15-year-old, which mom was like, "Oh my god, that's an honor," because they like to set their men up with only the finest of women, and I was like, "Oh, nice." Anyways,
Yes.
so I got us lovely ladies invited into the Spindletop restaurant on somebody else's reservation. They just added.
Oh, they were amazing. And that's why I talk about the sisterhood and how important our sisterhood is, because it's amazing and we have so much fun. There's so many things that you can experience with it. Not only can you get great packages, but you can get other great things. And oh goodness, I'm just going over.
Yeah, I didn't want to cut you off. You were having so much fun, but I want to make sure you let the listening audience know all about April 2nd.
Oh, yes. So April 2nd is our Speak Up and Speak Out. We're not fooling around with domestic violence anymore. Fashion, talent, music, and art showcase. I mean, that's all I can say, because it's going to have talent. It's going to have art. It's going to have fashions. It's going to have models. We are going to have a blast. And we're going to honor some domestic violence survivors. We're going to honor an organization or two that actually helps with domestic violence and the rescuing of ladies and kids and men. We're going to spotlight the types of domestic violence as well as the things that we suffer from afterwards. The ways that we can actually help to get treatment for survivors so that they can actually heal. You know, I think when I first started, one of the hardest things was to look at a survivor and tell her that she had to forgive her attacker or her abuser or the person that actually shot to kill her.
Right.
You know, they look at you and they go, "What?
Right.
I have to do what?" But it's as much for them. Matter of fact, it's more for them than it is anyone else. And so these are things that we need to be able to spotlight, how we can do this. One of the things that my nonprofit in our mission and on our vision to use is actually art therapy. And I say art therapy because it rounds about. I mean, if you paint, if you sing, if you dance, if you make things, you know, maybe you've got a gift and you don't know it, and we can find it during this time, because that's how we heal. You know, we've got to find something to put it in. We've got to find that beauty where there was none. And that's what art is. It's beautiful.
Right.
You know, I tell people all the time, God's the greatest artist of all. And he shows us with all the hues and the colors and the things that, you know, he makes the world change into, and how beautiful he changes us. And my nonprofit actually uses the butterfly and the cross as a logo, because with God, we become beautiful butterflies out of caterpillars that think that we belong on the ground, swallowing across it, you know, like the ants and stuff. And really, we were meant to just open up and fly.
There you go.
And be something so beautiful and amazing that this world has no clue is out there.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Tell our listening audience what's the most important thing for you to have for April 2nd?
Your ticket.
Where can they get your tickets?
You can go online to Eventbrite to get your tickets, or you can reach out to me personally. we definitely want you on the VIP list because the VIPs come with a special cooked dinner. They're going to have a plate of food, as well as swag bags and door prizes given special for their area. The tickets are $40 general admission and $80 for VIP. And I know you're hearing me and you're going, oh my God, what is that price? Well, now let me tell you a comparison of prices. So when you go to a normal fashion show, even your lowest fashion show, you're going to pay a minimum of $10 or so, right? $10 to $25. Now I've paid as much as $45 per fashion show ticket because I love some of my fashion shows. And when you have big designers, you pay a little more for your tickets. Then you think of a concert. Well, we all know concert tickets are expensive, correct? I mean, even if you go to your local shows, you're going to pay $15 to $25 for a general admission ticket, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Then we're going to have vendors. Now, we all know that a lot of times you got to buy tickets to get into some of these vending things, like the Nutcracker or, things like the Strawberry Festival, the rodeo, these kind of things. You buy tickets to get into those. Guess what? You're looking at vendors. You're going to pay another $10 to $20 depending on which one. So if you know that you're going to have art, that you're going to have music, that you're going to have fashion show, and that you're going to have people there to sell you the products, food, clothing, jewelries, candles, all these things. That's really not a lot of money. That really is a good price. And we are going to have some good local talent at our show. And so I'm very excited about this. And I hope that they get out and get their things. And by golly, go ahead and do that VIP ticket because there's going to be food. There's going to be a drink. You're going to have a swag bag. You're going to sit in the front row up against everybody else. And you get early entry. I mean, you can't beat that. You get early entry. So that means you get first look at all the vendors before anybody else does. You get first look at anything that's going around or going on. You might even get to meet an artist, get your picture taken. Get an autograph. Maybe even meet one of the models, have them take a picture with you, give you an autograph. You just never know. Better yet, you might be able to reach out to an organization that's there that's going to be spotlighted or someone that's there that has information that you might be able to use to help someone else to get extra help. And that is what we're doing.
So speak up, speak out. We're not playing around anymore with domestic violence.
No, we're not fooling
We're
around.
not fooling around.
That's that April Fool's. See, that's why it's April 2nd, because April Fool's, Friday night, not everybody gets off quick enough. And I want to do a 2-part showcase. And y'all heard that. That's a 2-part showcase. So this is amazing, amazing type of feat. So we can't do it on a Friday. It's got to be on a Saturday. So that's why we're doing it. But we're still not fooling around with domestic violence anymore of any type.
So children and your families, y'all come out from 1 to 5 p.m. And
right.
It'll be kid friendly. And then from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., it won't be XXX or anything like that, but we'll turn up a little bit for the adults.
The volume and the fire will be turned up. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. The beverages will be changed. The venue style will kind of change just a bit. Well, not style, but atmosphere will be changed just a bit because it's going to be the more adult nighttime, nightlife kind of thing. A lot of people go, well, you're a pastor. Well, yes, but I've been married for 31 years. I'm in need of some new 90s. I don't always like to go shop at Walmart. They don't carry the right kind.
That pastors don't have a love life.
We have a very good one if God is in it. I'm sorry, because he does say that that's what we're there. We're to become one. It doesn't matter. So if I don't, make sure that I think about my husband as well. then where's he going to go? He's going to go somewhere else.
Exactly.
And that's not what I want. So I'm looking for things to help to continue to spice my relationship up. So I'm not going to lie. That is why we have those kinds of shows to be able to do, because there are people out there that have been married for a long time and they like to keep that spice in their love life. And that's a good thing. And so that's what I'm doing.
I wish I had my music in my ears.
There you
Mom,
There you-
I didn't hear that.
There
How do
you-
you think you are here?
Right.
Are you kidding me? I was so
Mommy,
happy. I'm
They're
so
basically
happy
elderly people.
that my
I'm sorry
parents
to
were
hear
still
that.
very romantic and very loving all the way to the end. You know, I mean, I appreciate that. And it was something that was taught. And I'm glad my mom taught me that. And I will always teach that to my kids, that it's important for that. And so, you know, I just want to make sure that everything is there. Everything from families to couples, you know, maybe even some single person. Maybe they're out there looking and they're going to the nightclubs. Well, we've got people that are going to have nightclub attire. I don't carry those kind of things and I don't wear it in front of my kids.
Right.
Thank the Lord. I don't need to see that.
But there are others out there that still, you know, have those. They may be looking for Mr. Perfect. I already have my Mr. Perfect.
Some are trust and believe. When you get your mom's age, you're going to hope and pray that you have a man like your daddy.
I know that's right.
Because really, your mom's age is prime. It's not old. She's in the prime of her life right now.
Yes, yes. Even though
She's
this
gonna have
says
a midlife
classic,
crisis
look.
and almost fall into a Grand Canyon. She's gonna try to go skydive and try to take me with her.
No, I'm not. I'm very happy.
She took me on a roller coaster and I screamed.
I did take her on a roller coaster for her first time, and I took her on the Kima wooden one that was as close to the Texas
The other
cyclone
one
as
is
I could get.
It shakes the whole time. I was standing waiting in line, and I almost went, nope, I'm not doing this, and walked away because it started shaking when the roller coaster went above us.
She tried. I told her there was no way. I'd already spent the money on the tickets, and it was too much to waste.
I told her I wanted to do the cyclone. That's the one that just spins you around really fast, shoots you around the thing, and just spins you around. I was like, I want to do that one. That one looks like more fun than that.
Yes.
I'm looking up at that going, that's at least 50 feet off the ground. If I fall, I'm dead.
That's right. That's right.
Sounds fun to me.
It
Sounds
is.
fun to
It
me.
is. And so, you know, make sure that you get your ticket, that you come out, that you have a good time.
That goes out to the entire city of Houston and greater surrounding areas.
That's right. You can find our event on Facebook, actually, both on my page, and I believe Real Talk Radio has it on as
We
well,
have it on
right?
all the platforms. So
So-
don't come at us telling us you didn't know nothing about it.
I know that's right. So all you have to remember is speak up, speak out. We're not fooling around with domestic violence anymore.
That's right.
It is April 2nd from 1 p.m. till we get done.
Till we get done. Just keep in mind that from 1 to 5 p.m., it's for the kids, it's for the families, it's very family friendly. From 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., April 2nd. From 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., it's for the adults. So what are they?
Yes.
What are y'all going to do with those kids? I think you should take them home and come on back.
That's why we have intermission and break in between the two
That's why we
shows.
have an intermission in between. April 2nd, y'all go to our Eventbrite on Eventbrite. Get your tickets. Come on out, have a good time. We'll have local vendors highlighting, creating awareness about their small businesses set up all around the place. We'll have models. If you're a model, if you're a vendor, give us a call. Give us an inbox. Wendy,
Yes.
do you want your phone number on the video, or
Um,
how do you want them to contact you?
They can actually reach out to the page Crazy Creativity with Miss
Okay.
Wendy Quick, or they can reach out to me completely. I am Wendy Ragdoll Quick on Facebook. If you will reach out to me that way, we can discuss it all the way from the details of the vendor fee to the designing and everything else. And actually, I'm looking right now. I'm working on it. I'm trying. We had us a fedora, a purse, and specialty clothing designer that has become too busy to be able to make it to the show. They were originally going to be doing the show. So we are actually looking for someone who specializes in designer hats, fedoras, especially purses, and clothing. This is because this person was going to be using the models.
Okay.
I will be giving a late notice discount, so you will be getting it at a different price than the other vendors. So if this is you, now is the time to reach out because it's going to be the first person that gets their vendor fee to me because I can't wait anymore. We are on our last minute deadline. We want to make sure that we get everything in order. We want to make this show be a hit success because my whole point in this show, let me give a little bit of insight about this show because a lot of people don't know. This show is going to be something that brings big people from out of the city into Houston.
Speak it into existence.
That's right. Because we need people from all over to work with our city to stop some of the things that are going on in this city.
Yes, ma'am.
To help bring it up into the times, to make sure that everyone is aware of what is going on. You know, a lot of people don't realize how quickly you can get caught up in this city because it's not as quick as New York.
No.
It's not as quick as California.
Right.
By golly, I don't even believe it's as quick as Atlanta.
No, I don't think so. Not hardly.
You know what I'm saying? And so our kids get a little lost and they get caught up because they don't know what's going on. And these people in these industries, some of them actually are in the industry help, and they're helpful to make sure that women, children, teens, men don't get caught up in these situations because they're actually good people in the industry. And so I actually want to bring those people in, and I want to bridge a gap between Houston and the outer area because we should be popping with fashion and music and art. You should be hearing we got music artists all over the place, not just a few, not just the handful that you hear that are all over the place. You know, we have more Beyoncés and more, darn it, I can't even say them all right now. You know what I'm saying? Lizzos and all of those out here. Yes. So we want to get them out. We want to bring notice to them. We want to spotlight it, and I want to do it in a safe way. In a safe way. And if we can do this spotlighting something that's so important like domestic violence and bringing awareness, what better way? I mean, to be able to do a great cause, a great movement, and do it having a great time.
Right. You can't beat that.
You cannot beat that. You cannot beat that.
Can't beat it, y'all. So the entire city of Houston, greater surrounding areas, we want y'all to be in attendance. We want vendors to give us a contact, give us a call. Give us a call, contact Wendy firsthand if you want to be a vendor and create awareness about your brand. If you're a fashion designer, you want to create awareness about your fashion designs on a stage that's fit for a king, hey, contact Wendy directly. If you're a model and you would like to walk the runway, contact Wendy directly too. Her name is Wendy Ragdoll. Ragdoll, you can't miss that name. Type Wendy Ragdoll into the search engine.
It'll put me on the top.
It'll put her right on the top. You can't miss her. Wendy Ragdoll Quick, like Nestle Quick. Type it all up. Contact her directly if you would like to attend in person. You would like to be a vendor, a fashion designer, or a model. We want the entire city of Houston to come out and fight against domestic violence. That's what this event is all about, fighting domestic violence. All proceeds will go to fight against domestic violence. Look her up, Wendy Ragdoll Quick, and Crazy Creativity with Miss Wendy Quick. Y'all tune in to Crazy Creativity with Mrs. Wendy Quick and Little Summer here every Tuesday night from 8:30 to 9:30.
Or when we stop.
Or when you stop. especially if you're into visual arts, fashion design, modeling, any of the above, and domestic violence, of course. If you're into any one of those subjects, you love talking about it, tune in every Tuesday night from 8:30 to 9:30. We're out for the night, y'all. Y'all tune in next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Wendy, I got a bag